Alright, we're back. It is time for Eileen.
Yes. Eileen, the whatever hunter, the hunter of hunters, crow hunter, there we go.
I would make a come on Eileen joke, but you would not get that at all, would you? At this moment, Eileen means everything. Nothing? I didn't think so. Okay. Some people over the age of 30 are getting that joke.
You make me feel inferior, you jerk.
Well, yeah, so I read this whole little thing somebody had written about who the millennials are and how they, you've inherited this really screwed up world, the pollution, the environment, political system's a mess, healthcare is a mess, debt's high,
yeah, you got people
wealth distribution, and then you didn't do any of it, you're just millennials, and it's like still making the best you can or whatever.
Hint, hint, recycle.
But millennials did make both Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber a thing, so we're even. That is my response to that. Alright. Also, I'm a Gen Xer, so it was the same thing for my generation, too. And the generation before that.
A hunter, are you?
Okay, so Eileen is really the first lore character that you get to meet.
What a mess you've been.
She knows we're a hunter. And a capital H hunter, although she didn't capitalize it in her speech. She's welcoming the new hunter, an outsider. Like herself, actually.
For the worst.
Yes, I'm pretty sure
there
most hunters of hunters are.
And
or not, if not all.
She herself was sick as well when she came to Yharnam and got the blood and became a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So she may be a pale blood as well.
Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts.
She sort of mocks us here. Whatever.
No matter.
But it's cool.
Without fear in our hearts.
And this line is really revealing, okay? Let's see if she's got anything else.
Still do enough.
Yeah, so it says,
okay, a hunter must hunt. So, without fear in our hearts, we become like the beasts themselves. She is actually a hunter of hunters, right? She is killing the hunters that have become enraged by the blood. Not beast form, necessarily. They don't always have to be going into beast form.
Thanks for interrupting me and beating me to the punch, Dad.
But they've become addicted to the blood. So go on, if you want to share some more lore of Eileen.
Well, it's not just addicted to the blood, it's like, hey, I really like beating people up, so I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna kill it through everything, which is kind of like Father Gusco. Like, I don't think he got addicted to the blood, I just think it made his condition worse, and he was killing people indiscriminately, whether or not they were human.
And believing that they were all beasts. He was believing that they were all beasts. He makes those comments. We'll meet him a little bit later. We've been slacking on item descriptions. Pungent cocktail. This one is key. Notice how it looks sort of like a blood vial? A mature cocktail that releases a pungent odor when thrown that attracts bloodthirsty beasts. A precious tool sadly in short supply. In Yharnam, they produce more blood than alcohol, as the former is more intoxicating.
So yeah, people get
they drink blood over alcohol.
Yeah.
When you get into the and we meet Ariana, the prostitute, I believe she's not a prostitute of the body; she's a prostitute of blood.
Yes.
So she's selling her blood because in Yharnam, that's the thing. That's the rage.
As thanks, she's not like, okay, hey, I am a prostitute. I've done this anyway. Do you want to sleep with me? She's like, no. Okay. As thanks for saving me, I'll give you my blood, even though supposedly I'm off from work this night.
Yes. So the Hunter's Mark, we haven't looked at, dangling upside down, etched rune in one's mind. This is totally a Berserk reference, which the creator, Miyazaki, is openly profess his fandom for, and I love Berserk too. It's one of my top all-time anime. So
Never seen it.
We should watch it sometime.
Yes,
we should watch it sometime.
It sounds awesome.
I need to try down a manga and just read the mangas too as well.
Can make something that's like such a big
By
trauma
focusing
to so many
one
people.
thought on this room, the hunter loses
likes
all
it.
blood echoes, but wakens fresh as if it were just a bad dream. So you go back to your lamp and you lose your blood echoes. Basically, you die.
So it's
These-
like ritual suicide.
The image upon this parchment allows one to envision the room with clarity. So basically it's the same rune, but it's drawn a little bit better and you can imagine a little bit more, and you get to keep your blood echoes, so those are valuable. Cold blood dews. So these you can use to give you blood echoes, and hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbibe the blood with thoughts of reverence, indeed gratitude, for their victims. So the idea here is that the hunters are not, as we talked about earlier, killing people to kill them out of the thrill of the kill. It's out of respect and saving them from the death of becoming the beast.
Yes. Because do you want to turn into some monster that doesn't care about who you're killing? Like, that could have been your family, but you don't care because you're a bloodthirsty beast.
So, the oil urn. Fire is commonplace on the hunt, and the oil urn accentuates its effect. Sometimes, when hunters burn beasts, they appear intoxicated by the euphoria of purification. And then the Molotov cocktail goes with that. That says, since the tragedy that struck Old Yarnum, we'll get into that when we hit Old Yarnum, the fire has become a staple of the beast hunts, and it is thought to cleanse the impurity. So there's this idea that fire cleanses the beast.
Which is actually something that's been in, in the real world, not Bloodborne, like witch trials.
Yes.
You burn them at the stake, it cleansed their impurity.
It's heavily borrowing from that. To add to this.
As I was saying before, when you said Ludwig was the first hunter, and I thought it was Gehrman.
He was the first hunter of the church.
Of the church, yeah. That's...
Gehrman trained him, though.
Yes, it says he is the workshop's founder and the very first hunter in the book describing Gehrman. He is the first hunter.
Yes.
That's his title. He's Gehrman, the first hunter.
When you fight him, that's what he will name as.
Yes. So
Trying not to do that. Trying not to do what I just did.
Yeah, especially that.
Oh, jeez.
You are having so much luck right now.
This is Jenny's bad day.
I hope you don't have a phobia of rats.
Jenny, come on, Jenny, you can do it. You can do it.
You can survive this.
You're a badass. Look at that.
Woo! Labyrinth rat.
Yeah, the labyrinth rat. So are they big because they feed on the blood of the... Or do we get that kind of lore in the book?
Well, they're giant rats inhabiting the central sewers of Yarnum in large colonies. They're never encountered alone. They become serious problem in groups. And, yeah, no, you don't get lore.
No, I don't get lore. But, what's down here that I was eventually going to get to, without falling, is some madman's knowledge. So now I can gain insight and level up. So, Rachel, you ready to get nuts? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Again, that's probably a reference you're not getting. But we will watch the best Batman movie at some point.
Is it actually titled the best Batman movie, or
No, but I really don't need to say the best Batman movie, because everyone knows that Michael Keaton is the best Batman. All right, making sure.
I've watched a Batman movie once, but it was weird, and I'm pretty sure it was probably more modern and stuff.
What was the plot?
Shooting. I don't know, but there was Catwoman.
Okay, it was not. I don't.
And I remember not liking it. I have no idea
Catwoman's
what
been
it was
in
about.
a couple, so I can't place exactly. Whoa! Oh! It's Insane Spearman.
Ah, yes. This is also
Please,
like
visceral. Dang it.
with spear.
This range on this guy is crazy. That is one, even when I'm high leveled up, I fear. Like, I tense up. Freak out a bit. Okay, so it's just the guys outside that are shooting me right now. Let's handle the guys that are in here. Oh, can I get up and get a, Okay, so you guys did not... Can I sneak up on this guy? Because that's a spearman. I do not... I'm gonna try to go all the way around. I know it seems crazy. But... There's the patrolman over there. Okay, so I'm good here. I did kill the guy on the stairs, so I don't have to worry about him. Alright. Because, I mean, these spears, the range they have with it is insane.
Yeah, but they are slower.
They're slow, but you think you're out of range, and then they kill you.
Yeah.
Please be dead. Okay. Alright. So now, so yeah, what were we talking about? Before I took my detour.
Best Batman movie?
No, that was on the way back up. Like, I mean, like, what were we talking about lore-wise?
Eileen?
We talked about Eileen. Oh, we were talking about, the first hunter. Gearman being the first hunter.
Yes.
And Ludwig being the first hunter of the church.
Of the church, specifically.
Yeah, so the thing that we'll get into, as the game progresses, we'll find more and more evidence, is that,
Well, I just wanted to clarify, because you made it sound like Ludwig was the first.
Yeah, so, I mean, I call him the first hunter in that he is the first, like, I am trained to be a hunter, I am the role of the hunter of the church, hunters are an institution. Gearman, and I still like this idea of him being the groundskeeper, right? Gearman, takes on duty of being the hunter out of necessity. That it was not planned well. I sort of half changed my sentence there into I didn't plan this well. I
like how it's like, what's the specific wording?
So, yeah, so I like this idea of Gearman being this groundskeeper who was at Bergenworth, that is completely unsubstantiated, by the way. So, as far as lore goes, that is just something that I like in my head, in my story of Bloodborne. There's gonna be no definitive Bloodborne, by the way. Like, it's left open to interpretation intentionally.
Well, I mean, there is some definitive, like,
I mean, yeah,
we absolutely know that Gearman's the first hunter.
We know he's that. It literally calls him the first hunter. But there's other parts that are open to interpretation, such as Gearman being this groundskeeper at Bergenworth. And when the scholars at Bergenworth uncovered the tombs of the Great Ones, okay, so I think I'm done down here. When the scholars uncovered these tombs, and then began experimenting with the blood, and then realized they had to basically kill the people who they experimented on, probably, volunteers, other students, Gearman sort of took up that position, sort of had affinity, and I mean, his weapon, right, is a scythe, essentially?
Yes.
Which, makes him...
The Grim Reaper.
The Grim Reaper, in a way, which makes sense, because he sort of controls the realm at which you get revived. Please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. Yes, thank you. He is the, he's, and the Reaper has the power, over death, essentially, to keep you alive. But also, the true use of a scythe is, gardening. It's a tool for weeding, cutting down grass and taking slice up. So the fact that he has that as his weapon just sort of backs into my theory of him as a groundskeeper. But that's all I've got to substantiate the claims. That and the flowers in the dream. Pattern after the real flowers. I am gonna have to drop down, aren't I? There's not a stairwell out of this, is there?
There is not.
I'm misremembering. So let's go ahead and find a nice spot here. Not really gonna matter where I drop. Let's... Okay. That's good. I didn't get that item. Probably killed all the rats, but just in case I didn't, let's be ready for it. I at least killed all the rats over here. There might be some more rats in this level. Not layer. There's a couple on the other side that I didn't aggro. I didn't aggro him.
So what I was gonna say about like my favorite thing, the thing that draws me to the cane, is in the description. I say, and I quote, "Concealing the weapon inside the cane and flogging the beast with the whip is partly an act of ceremony, an attempt to demonstrate to oneself that the bloodlust of the hunt will never encroach upon the soul." So I just thought that was kind of funny, because it's like, you're whipping something, and supposedly that's not supposed to encroach upon your soul and corrode you and make you corrupted, but here you are.
Well,
too scared to get up close to something, whipping it and watching it bleed while doing minimal damage, so just like prolonging its death.
It's sort of the
because you don't have the courage to go up and just do it yourself.
It's sort of the thing that people do to like cope, right?
Yes.
It's like this situation is all kinds of fucked up. But if I can grasp this cane and use a cane and keep this proper world instrument of the normal, right,
yes,
with me, then I am still sane. It is my touchstone for sanity. And yeah, it definitely has that description and appeal to it. Come on, get down. Okay, there's none over here. There's a rat over here. I can go and use one. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Oh, I fell, and that's not good. Alright, well, really, it just cost me a bunch of time. Is all that did. In a way, that's kind of ties into like the way the Yarnamites and people of the church, the modern church, are blinding themselves, right? Like they're refusing to acknowledge, they're going through this other rituals to acknowledge, or not acknowledge the truth of the situation they're in. That it doesn't matter if you use a cane or a sword, you're killing creatures. Then we got the Soul Spear.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what makes the game, like, surreal to the point where we're fine with it, because it's not actually happening to us. It's, you know, the character in the game. It's all a game. We can step out of this and go on. It doesn't actually exist, but it's just something to think about. Like,
so
what if you were actually placed in the situation? Because, yeah, we're like, oh no, he's being, like, totally crazy, and I would never kill that thing, and obviously I would see through this, and I wouldn't take the blood. But would you really?
Yeah, well, except for that the blood, most of them still want to believe that that the healing properties of the blood means that the blood is good.
Exactly.
And can just be purified. Right? You're just not purifying it correctly. That guy's been annoying.
I actually do believe that they can purify the blood. They just haven't yet.
You know, maybe?
I mean, that is up for debate. I mean,
that's up for debate. It is definitely like one of those things. Like you're not gonna.
It's not really necessary for the lore either, but still.
Just one of those philosophical. Like, is there going to be a way? And interesting enough, like you would be part of that answer because it doesn't have the negative effects that it's having on others.
So, like, would they, like, maybe if they took some pale blood and they mixed it with the concoction and they administered that, would that help? Like,
right. That's sort of the idea of the nuns in the church. will confirm this on item descriptions, but some of the items will say that the nuns are chosen for their blood properties to become vessels of blood, basically to purify. It's like, hey, you have the whatever we're looking for, whatever we think is going to help us in your blood, so please let us use some. Alright.
And naturally they will, because, you know,
I think
it's such a
clearing
high honor
out this
and they're
side,
revered.
and maybe dropping down there and getting that item. We'll call it an episode. Here. Birds, no one likes you. Never, ever. Oh, I was gonna say, okay, so the
Carrion crow.
The what?
Carrion crow.
Carrion crow.
They are large jet-fly
Hey,
birds
keep an
that
eye
lie on the
out.
ground.
Keep an eye out. I didn't mean that. I just killed a crow.
Yes,
Let's see if I get any eyeballs. I mean, pebbles. Spoiler alert.
You're supposed to say spoiler before you spoil the alerts. Oh.
Well, I am gonna go down. No, he didn't drop anything. That's okay. There's one
I always
more
had
over
trouble
here.
landing on that edge.
There's one more. Not one of you, huh?
Aw. You're ruining my fun.
Okay.
I say to the dead bird that was just slaughtered right in front of me.
So... Oh, wait. Here's where I want to go.
I've always had trouble landing on that ledge. I always fall off. So I've never actually seen what's actually there. So I've never
It
gotten it.
is
A blood
some
stone
bloodstone
shard.
shards, which are used to upgrade your weapon.
And are very useful.
Alright. So...
Until you get to the point where you need chunks.
You go shards, twin shards, chunks, blood rock.
Blood rock.
And there's only one blood rock in the main game. You can get more blood rocks in the chalice, but you only get basically one blood rock per playthrough. And that takes an item, it only takes one rock to upgrade from 9 to 10, and that's kind of like the ultimate. That's what I was saying with the Blades of Mercy. They will probably be my blood rock of choice. So, they were the weapon of choice. So,
Blood rock of choice.
before we press on here a little bit more in the sewers, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you everybody for watching. Jenny out.